Hello everyone, this is Al Fadi and I'd like to welcome you back to a continuation of our new series on the Qira'at and Ahruf of the Quran, and we've been talking about a number of controversies surrounding this whole topic. And if you go back to our previous videos, you will see that we covered a lot of grounds on this. With me here is no other than Dr. Jay Smith, who've done an amazing job, of course, as always, in assisting you as the viewers to be able to understand some of these technical terms and the process, and also some of the traditions surrounding this entire topic. For me, of course, I can relate to that as someone who grew up in a Muslim and grew up in Saudi Arabia and was able to at least study some of these things, although my understanding of these qira'at was totally different than what findings today are telling all of us, basically, concerning the preservation and the integrity of this book called the Quran. With that in mind, Dr. Jay, thank you again for being with us here. Today, I believe you are going to address what you'd called the 30 variant Qurans. And as you know, if I would have been a Muslim right now, I would have been shocked to hear you say there is 30. Yeah, I would have been shocked to see you hear you say there is 2 different Qurans.
Yeah, and I can understand. And this is something that I feel sorry for a lot of Muslims who are watching. This may be a shock for many of them. This is understandable. If you've been told this one narrative and this is what the only thing you've ever been permitted to be told, this is the only thing you're not permitted to question. You just believe there is only one Quran, and all the Qurans are exactly the same words, same letters, has never changed since the time of Uthman or the time of Muhammad, and the same that is in heaven. Now suddenly to realize, hold on a minute, there's more than one Quran. We're talking about 30 official Qurans. What 30 are we talking about? Let's go to the slide and let's look at the slide here. Here's your slide, and this is straight out of Wikipedia. Anybody can get it. So I'm not making this up. Anybody can go up to Wikipedia and you will see this list here. Not in this color, because this is, I've color coded them so that to help you understand. Because I understand that some of this will go over the head of many people, so we want to really dumb it down to make it as simple as possible. Let's look at the first 7 on the left in green. Look at those green ones there.
So if you don't mind me just telling people, the left column are the original supposedly readers. The last 2 are what we call the transmitters.
The transmitters, the narrators, the students, the rawis.
Right.
This is the riwayat. Now, let's go to the left. Let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nafi from Medina, Ibn Kathir from Mecca, Abu Amr from Basra, Ibn Amir from Damascus, Asim from Kufa, Hamza from Kufa, Al-Kasai from Kufa. So 3 from Kufa, 1 from Damascus, 1 from Basra, 1 from Mecca, and 1 from Medina, which seems to suggest Kufa is pretty important.
That's right, absolutely. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? You should see Mecca's name and Medina
they should all be
more
from
often.
Mecca, Medina.
Exactly.
Every one of them should be from Mecca, Medina to be Qurayshi. Only 2 of them are from Mecca, Medina. The other 5 are from the wrong cities. They're from the wrong areas. We'll be getting to that. We'll be unpacking that later on. Who are the one that chose this guy? Look and see who chose them. The guy in black right below them, Ibn Mujahid.
Absolutely.
Now here we need to look at the dates, and we will be putting this on a timeline in other episodes, but just for now, to introduce this, take a look at the dates. You can see for Nafi, he died in 785, Ibn Kathir, 738, Abu Amr, 770, Ibn Amir, 736. Let me just look right here, and this is Ibn Amir right here. This is the guy right here we're talking about. And he is Ibn Amir, 736. He is the earliest. So I've got him. You have him. You can buy them. I just got these 2 weeks ago. You can see it's all in Arabic, is it not?
It is, and also it's color coded in terms of the different readings, and sometimes they have it on the side, on the margin.
So they're being quite transparent. You can buy these. I've heard so many Muslims say we're making this up. I've heard so many Muslims say these don't exist. I've heard so many Muslims say, no, you thought what you held up at Speaker's Corner back in 2016 was nothing more than just books that were blank, that you were just doing this just to try to mock us. No, folks, you can buy these. And if you get alquran.com, go and see it. You can see alquranonline.com. You can actually buy them if you want to. And if you all start buying them, they're going to have a huge killing. They're going to be, I'll probably get I hope maybe they'll thank me for sending everybody to their site. But this is right here in Illinois. You can buy them. These are from Illinois. This is from America. So if I can get them here in the United States, and here you can see there are 7 of them. I just ordered one about 10 minutes ago. That's going to be called Duri is coming. That's going to be coming in a week. So as more come up, I'll keep ordering them. Hattun is, and I'll be getting to her a little bit later. She bought many more than this. So this is the earliest, 736. Look at the date, 736. What's interesting is those were all chosen by Ibn Mujahid, what is his date? Look and see what his date is. 936.
Muhammad died in 632.
So we're talking about 300 years later.
At least.
So these were not even chosen for another 300 years after Muhammad.
And let's stop here. In 652, didn't Uthman also supposedly collect the Quran in a Qurayshi dialect and burned the other readings?
Burned all of them. If you look at those 7 that are there, these are the 7 of the most important. 5 of them are from the areas that Uthman burned. They should not be in that list.
That's true.
What are they doing there?
That is true.
Now there's 3 more. Look at the red ones. Go back. Look at the red ones. Go back to that slide
3
again.
more canonical readings. That's what
Canonical readings that were added to
mentioned.
the 7, and that's Abu Ja'far from Medina, Yaqub from Basra, and Khalaf from Kufa. Chosen by whom? Chosen by Al-Jazari. Look at his dates, 1429.
That's, folks, 700 to 800 years after the time of Muhammad. 15th century. Muhammad died in the 7th century.
We're almost 800 years later, those 3 are chosen. Now, when you look at those 10, Nafi, Ibn Kathir, Ibn Amr, Ibn Amir, Asim, Hamza, Qaisai, Abu Ja'far, Yaqub, Khalaf, excuse me for my Arabic, what's missing there? What name's missing?
Under the readers, Hafs is the one that is missing.
Because Hafs is the one. Here's the Hafs. This is the Hafs that we use all the
That's
time.
the commonly used, the
This is the one-
1924 edition.
This is the 1920. This is the official canonical text since 1985, made official by King Fahd himself. It's known as the Fahd edition. It's known as Hafs, as the guy that actually wrote the Arabic. In 796, he died. His name's not in that list, is he? He's not one of the readers.
That's right.
So there was a problem because there were so many of these starting to proliferate in the 8th, 9th, and 10th century that Ibn Mujahid in the 10th century had to choose 2 more from every one of these 7 readers. And that's in the purple. Let's go put up the slide again. You can see the names. There's 2 different columns. They're starting with Qalun and Warsh. They were the readers or the narrators. I'm sorry, not the readers, the transmitters or the narrators or the Rawis underneath Nafi. Al-Bazi and Kunbul are from Ibn Kathir. And we're going to get into this in more depth, so I don't want to go through all the names right now.
Right.
But I want to show you where Hafs is. There is Hafs there. Hafs suddenly appears. He is from Asim, and he is from Kufa. That's going to be problematic. That we'll be talking about later. But so he is not even one of the official readers. He is nothing more than a narrator. He's nothing more than a student, as you call them.
That's right. And again, the idea, I mean, here's what's so interesting, is like you're told all the time, these are their students, and you think, oh, the student, of course, I'm passionate about my teacher. I want to be with them. I want to learn from them. They mentor me. And that's why I want to carry on their legacy.
And you want to carry on their writing.
That's right.
You would write the same thing they wrote, right?
But what we're finding out is these guys are even
They have
days
hundreds.
later, you know.
They have thousands.
They couldn't
of
have
difference.
lived with their teachers.
And they not only are they not from the same century, many of them, they never knew their readers. They didn't even follow what their readers were writing.
Yeah, but that's why you have multiple ones.
That's why we're
you know.
gonna. That's
Yeah.
why we're gonna get. Now I just want to show you the next slide. Let's go back to the slides again. And here is the 23, or the 23 that Bernie Powers has now collected down in Australia. He was on the live stream with me a few weeks ago there at Fander Films.
Right.
He has spent, and his team have spent an enormous amount of time, I don't know how many years, going through these 23 and unpacking. But specifically, they have looked at the Warsh and the Hafs. We're going to be getting that to that later in another episode to see what they have found between these two. But I really want to come back to Hatun. Hatun is the one I really want to highlight, because Hatun is the one that has helped me out more than else. We're talking about Hatun Tash, who was my colleague. We were on the ladder together. She was always next to me there at Speaker's Corner every Sunday. And she was the one that actually started collecting these back in 2013, 2014, going around the Arab world, not herself. She would send other people that to find them. And she came up with this list of 26. So I'm just going to look at the 26. As I put them up, why don't you just go ahead and read them? Because I'm going to desecrate the Arabic.
We'll read a few of them, you know.
Okay.
We don't have to read all.
So there's the first one.
So this one, basically, Riwayat Susi.
Okay.
This one, Riwayat Hafs an Asim, basically, Abi Ja'far.
Okay. So, and he is actually a reader.
Yeah. Here, Qira'at Yaqub.
Okay. Let's go to this guy.
Yeah. This one is Duri.
He's not the only one. There's another one of his coming up.
And you have a Basri in there as well. You have Ibn Amir in here. Here we have Khalaf, basically, عن طريق الدرة. You have Al-Layth ibn Khalid and Warsh and Nafi' طريق الأزرق.
And here's another Warsh.
That's an
Asbahani way.
Asbahani. Here we have Riwayat Ibn Wardan, we have Ibn Jammaz in there, Duri here. I mean, there's so many of them. Riwayat Khalaf an Hamza, Al-Kisai.
He's a reader.
Right?
Shu'bah. He is a narrator.
Ibn Kathir.
Hisham.
Right? Hisham ibn Ammar.
Al-Bazi.
Ibn Kathir, one more time.
There's Khalaf there.
Right. So
Shu'bah.
So
Shu'bah I have here in this list
I think people get the idea that we have so many because the so-called students also disagreed or at least deviated from the reading of their readers. That's why you have multiple times the same name pops up with different narrator.
And here's Qalun. So those are the 26. These are the 26 that we held up back there in 2016 where Muhammad Hijab had his crisis.
They
of
have
faith.
grown to what, 37 now?
Here's the 37 now that she just sent me this picture. I asked her to say, give me the ones that you have now. She has 37. Well, didn't we just get done saying that there are only 30 authoritative ones?
True.
There's a lot more, but we're not going to get into that. She's already found
And we
37.
haven't even mentioned the additional 4 on top of the 10.
Okay, and there you go. We're going to have to talk about that. And now, here is me holding my proud 7 that I just got about a week ago. So that's why I have them here in front of me on the desk in front of me. And I just want to show you that you can get them yourself. You don't have to go to North Africa. You don't have to go to all those bookstores. You can actually get them yourself. I was able to get them online at alquranonline.com. Now, if I'm going to able, in fact, I just ordered one about a half an hour ago. Another one, Al-Duri, has just come available, so I've ordered him. And I'm going to keep ordering them and try to catch up to Hatun if I can. But it's this that has probably caused an enormous amount of backlash coming out of the Muslim world because they are not aware of these qira'ats. They are not aware of this number. They are not aware that there is more than just one. There are at least 30 official ones. We're going to find out there's a lot more than 30 unofficial ones.
Absolutely. And, what is it that you think, people can benefit from this, first of all? And second of all, what is it that we're going to talk about right after this?
Well, the reason why we're showing this, and the reason I'm really underlining this, is because I get this response from Muslim after Muslim saying, Jay, you're just making this up. Jay,
so that's an main benefit here, is to show you physically.
Hatun did the same back in 2016. Those are just blank pieces of books. You're just trying to cause a lot of fuss. You're trying to cause a lot of anger. These don't exist. And I'm saying they do exist. You can buy them yourself. Don't trust me. Go ahead and go online and buy them yourself to prove to yourself that every one of these, and take a look, when you open up, you'll see they are in Arabic. These are not blank pieces of paper. Every one of them has pages. They're all in Arabic. And do you see diacritical marks in them?
Right.
Do you see vowelization?
Right.
So these are all from the 8th century and 9th century up until 905, the 10th century. So we're talking about 8th, 9th, and 10th century. They don't even begin to appear. This is the earliest. This is over 100 years after Muhammad. So they have nothing to do with Muhammad. When Ibn Mujahid chose his 7, he never considered them to be divine. He never assumed that they were from Muhammad. He always knew the dates. And he chose them because there was such a proliferation. He wanted to limit them so there wouldn't be a huge amount of confusion. And fascinating enough, of the 7, 5 of them were from the wrong cities. So for him, that was not a concern.
When you say the wrong city, meaning like you mean like it's not from Mecca or Medina.
They were not Qurayshi.
Yeah.
They were not the
That's
Qurayshi
right.
dialect. Okay.
Very good. So what should our viewers
What
expect
we're going
next?
to do now is, in the next episodes, we're going to actually look and see what was happening in the 7th century. We're going to start with the 7th century. We're going to look and see what was going on. We're going to look at the different generations. We're talking about sometimes 4, sometimes 5 generations of single strand isnad between Muhammad and when these qira'ats start to appear, which goes against everything we know about Isnad. Isnad has to be multiple strands.
You have a chain of narrators.
Multiple chains.
Yes.
The more, the better, because the more popular it is.
That's right.
And then we're going to actually go and we're going to look and see some of the real problems from the 7th century. And that's where we're going to look and ask, what in the world was happening at the time of Muhammad? What in the world was happening at the time of Uthman? From then, we're going to go to a whole nother episode looking at the 8th century, when these start to appear. And then we're going to look at them on a timeline. We're going to start putting timelines out so you can actually see how many years we're talking about. This is not from the time of Muhammad. This is much, 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 much later.
Thank you, as always. And hopefully everyone is, we're whetting your appetite right here. Hopefully you're excited about what you're hearing. By the way, folks, those series, we've done a number of series in the Quran so far, so we're going to add this to the same series. We may have multiple playlists within that, but these are very academic and you are gonna benefit a great deal from them, and hopefully you can even use them in your own circle and also use them with your Muslim friends, because these are very damaging to the idea that the Quran is a preserved book, and therefore if it is not a preserved book, we want the Muslim people to come to the real book, the Bible, and the real man, that's our Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for watching. Until we see you again next time, have a blessed day. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel Qira'at International. Also click on the bell so that you can receive notifications whenever we publish a new video or we go live. And I would like to appeal to you to consider becoming a Patreon patron by clicking on the link right below, and that way you can give towards the production of these videos. There are also other options for you on how you can give to our channel. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.